Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to review this tablet, the Samsung Tab A8 with S Pen from 2019. I bought this on Amazon USA for US $230, and just to give you the bottom line up front, this budget tablet, it's worth the money. The most important thing you need to know is there are actually two models for the Tab A. There is the Tab A8 and then there is the Tab A8 with the S Pen. They may look kind of similar, but they actually have very different specifications. This tablet, the one with the pen, it has better specs all around except for the slightly lower battery capacity because the battery has to be reduced to fit the pen. I'm just going to put the specs on the side so that you can take a look. This is an 8-inch IPS panel with a resolution of 1920 by 1200. So this is a Full HD display that's capable of playing Full HD 1080p videos. You may notice slight pixelation, but for a budget tablet like this, it still looks pretty sharp. The colors look great and the brightness is fantastic. Battery life can last upwards of 7 hours to 8, 9 or even 10 depending on the auto brightness. Right at the top here, the 3.5mm audio jack is still there. The power button is here on the side, volume buttons, and wake, well, you can tap to wake and face unlock from the 5MP. It works pretty well, thankfully, because there is no fingerprint sensor. The overall design looks good. Bezels are quite thin on the sides, a bit thicker at the top and bottom, but still looks pretty good overall. Build quality is solid. There's this micro SD card slot here. On the back, they are using this plastic-like material with a very nice matte surface texture to it, and that's the 8MP camera. USB-C for charging and for file transfer. This tablet doesn't output video signal, so you won't be able to connect this to an external monitor. There's only one bottom firing speaker. Audio quality is alright for a budget tablet. And on the right side here, that's where you can take out the S Pen. The included S Pen is quite small. That's how small it is compared to the S Pen that comes with the Samsung Tab S6, a tablet which is significantly more expensive compared to the Tab A8. And this is the Norris Digital, so if you can, I definitely recommend upgrading to other larger S Pens so that you can get a much better, more comfortable writing and drawing experience, because this pen, it's really not that comfortable if you want to use it for long periods of time. There's one side button for shortcuts. The pen tip is very difficult to remove, so once you wear this down, I recommend you just change the whole pen. Overall performance of this tablet is quite smooth for a budget tablet. This tablet comes with 32 gigs of eMMC storage. eMMC storage is not as fast compared to SSD storage used by other tablets, so the downside here is when it comes to launching certain apps, for example, sometimes there may be that 1 second lag. But once the app is up and running, performance is going to be very smooth. Things like scrolling, zooming in and out, that's quite smooth. So I'm using the Chrome web browser right now. It's able to load pictures really fast. Like this review that I have written has a lot of photos and it managed to load this web page really fast. This tablet has 3 gigs of RAM, which is good enough for multitasking. So if you want to open several apps, you can certainly do so. Just that sometimes when you open too many apps or too many tabs, if you want to go back to a certain web page, sometimes they may refresh or reload the web page. But when it comes to zooming in and out, scrolling, navigation controls, once the apps are up and running, you're going to get pretty smooth performance. This tablet will come with Samsung One UI version 1 and Android version 9, but you can update it officially to Samsung One UI 2.1 and Android 10. Let's launch YouTube and see how fast it is. So it's quite snappy. Because of the aspect ratio, when you play full HD videos, there are going to be small bars at the top and bottom, but overall video viewing experience is quite good except for the speaker, which only comes out from the bottom, so you're not going to get that stereo effect. Note-taking experience is fantastic. Now the S Pen comes with a medium firm tip and it's not a hard tip, so when you tap on the display, you're not going to hear the tapping sound. And when it comes to writing, you can write relatively fast because the pen tip, it's quite smooth on the surface. And it's not like extremely slippery, so if you want to draw, you can draw with this pen as well. When you are writing, you want to write fast. When you're drawing, you want a bit more control, so you want to go a bit slower. I think the S Pen strikes a good balance when it comes to how smooth the pen tip is on the glass surface. Now earlier on when I was drawing, do you notice that the line, it doesn't come out immediately? There is sort of like a 1 second lag. So when drawing long lines, sometimes there may be that lag, but overall drawing experience, it's still quite smooth. Notice that lag again. There is pressure sensitivity as well as tilt sensitivity, and the pen is quite accurate. The lines can taper quite nicely, and the pen is very sensitive, so when it comes to drawing thin lines, you can apply light pressure to get those thin lines. And the pressure transition from thin to thick, it's quite smooth. So notice again, there is that split second lag. It usually happens when you're drawing long lines, but if you are writing, for example, definitely no issues. The pen also supports tilt sensitivity as well. Again, even with tilt, there is this 1 second delay when you are drawing really long lines. But if you are drawing short strokes like this, no problem. And I like the fact that this tablet is small enough for you to hold with one hand like this, so it's very easy to hold, very comfortable to hold, and it's not that heavy, so you can definitely use this for writing and drawing while holding it in hand for long periods of time. This display is laminated, so there is no gap between the glass and the LCD beneath. So when you're using the pen, it really looks like the lines are appearing directly beneath the pen tip. Just that there is slight latency, so when you're writing or drawing really fast, you may see the line trying to catch up with the pen tip, but it doesn't really bother me because for writing, you're usually writing with short strokes, so you're not going to notice that gap. If you're someone who likes to draw with long sweeping lines like this, then latency is going to be quite noticeable. But for writing purposes, definitely no issues. For drawing, I mean, right now I don't notice the latency unless I'm specifically looking out for it, then yes. But when it comes to drawing, it's quite a good experience, except for the size of the pen, which is not the ideal size. How well palm rejection works will depend on the apps you use. For example, this is Wacom bamboo paper. I can draw with my finger, so if I were to place my palm like this, sometimes I may actually introduce stray strokes. However, there are certain apps that only take pen input, which means if I were to use my finger to draw, nothing will happen. Lines will only appear when you use the pen. So these apps that only allow pen input will have perfect palm rejection. Unfortunately, I do not play games, so I won't be able to tell you the gaming performance of this tablet. I mean, this is a budget tablet. It can probably support light gaming, but for high resolution, high frame rate games, it's probably going to be a bit challenging on this tablet because of the eMMC storage and because of the 3 gigs of RAM. Alright, my overall conclusion for this tablet, it's definitely worth the US $230 that I paid for. The price, of course, will vary depending on where you buy it and who you buy it from. And I'm very satisfied with this purchase. If you compare this to the iPad 9.7 or the latest one, the iPad 10.2 inch, this is still cheaper. And the performance is quite comparable to the iPad. Maybe the iPad is going to be slightly smoother, but this is significantly cheaper, and it comes with the pen. And this display, the colors, it looks really nice. The brightness is fantastic, has good battery life. And this is a laminated display, unlike the cheap iPads that Apple is selling. And this is a laminated display, unlike the displays that come with the iPad 10.2. If you want an iPad with laminated display, that's US $399, not including the Apple Pencil. But of course, for this price, you get a much more powerful tablet. Now, this Samsung tablet is really for those who have a limited budget, but still want a tablet with smooth performance. So this is the tablet for those people. And I can definitely recommend this because it's so much more affordable compared to the iPad.